When we think of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, we remember the laughter, the unforgettable moments, and the cast that felt like part of our own family. But behind the scenes, time has taken some of those cherished stars from us far too soon. Today, we honor 11 beloved stars from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air who left us too soon. Their performances made us laugh, cry, and think, and their loss reminds us how precious life truly is. James Avery as Philip Banks. James LaRue Avery, born in 1945 in Virginia and raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey, was an actor whose towering presence and warm demeanor made him unforgettable to millions. Best known for his iconic role as Philip Banks, affectionately called Uncle Phil, on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Avery became a beloved father figure on screen, particularly to Will Smith's character, whom the show followed from 1990 to 1996. Set in the Banks mansion in Bel-Air, the sitcom told the story of a young man from Philadelphia sent to live with his wealthy relatives. Avery's portrayal of Uncle Phil as a firm but loving patriarch resonated deeply with audiences, making him a symbol of strength, integrity, and compassion. Avery's path to acting was shaped by a life of service and perseverance. After graduating high school, he served in the U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War from 1968 to 1969. Returning home, he moved to San Diego, where he wrote poetry and television scripts for PBS, including the Emmy-winning Amita Speaks. He later studied drama and literature at the University of California, San Diego, laying the groundwork for a career that spanned decades. Despite his many acting credits, from lending his distinctive baritone voice to Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, to appearing in films like Dr. Dolittle 2, it was his role on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that left the deepest imprint. His on-screen relationship with his co-stars, particularly Will Smith and Alfonso Ribeiro, mirrored the affection he inspired in real life. Ribeiro, who played his son Carlton, paid tribute on social media after Avery's passing, writing, "He was a second father to me. I will miss him greatly." Tragedy struck in the late 2013 when Avery underwent open-heart surgery. Sadly, he died on December 31, 2013, in Glendale, California, from complications following the procedure. He was 68. Avery was survived by his wife of 26 years, Barbara, his stepson Kevin Waters, and his mother, Florence. His passing was mourned by colleagues and fans alike, but his legacy endures, most powerfully in the hearts of those who grew up watching Uncle Phil, a character who, through James Avery's extraordinary talent, came to embody wisdom, patience, and unconditional love. Virginia Capers as Hattie Banks. Virginia Capers, born Eliza Virginia Capers in 1925 in Sumter, South Carolina, was a gifted actress and singer whose life was defined by perseverance, talent, and quiet dignity. Raised in a segregated America, Capers pursued education with determination, attending Howard University before refining her vocal skills at the prestigious Juilliard School in New York. Her early love for music and the arts led her into radio and stage performances, and she toured with bandleader Abe Lyman before finding success on Broadway in the late 1950s. Capers broke barriers throughout her career, refusing to be confined by stereotypes often imposed on heavyset black women. She fought hard to portray professional, complex characters in a time when roles for black actresses were limited. Despite this, she often found herself cast in nurturing motherly or domestic roles, though she brought grace and strength to every performance. One of her most cherished achievements came in 1974, when she won the Tony Award for Best Lead Actress in a Musical for her powerful portrayal of Lena Younger in Raisin, the musical adaptation of A Raisin in the Sun. Virginia Capers' warmth and talent translated beautifully to television. She became a familiar face to viewers with appearances in shows like ER, The Waltons, and Murder, she wrote. but perhaps her most beloved small-screen role came in 1990 when she joined The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as Hattie Banks, Will Smith's wise and loving grandmother. Her presence on the show, which ran until 1996, left an indelible mark on audiences who admired her mix of humor, strength, and compassion. Capers also devoted herself to supporting other black artists. After moving to Hollywood, she founded the Lafayette Players West, a repertory troupe that created opportunities for African-American performers in theater. This legacy of advocacy and mentorship was as significant as her work on stage and screen. Sadly, in her later years, Capers faced health challenges. Despite her enduring keep-going spirit, she died on May 6, 2004 in Los Angeles from complications of pneumonia at the age of 78. Just weeks before her passing, she was still rehearsing for a tribute to a fellow artist. She is survived by a son and a brother, and is remembered as a true pioneer whose talent and kindness touched many lives. Sherman Hemsley, as Judge Carl Robertson. Sherman Hemsley, born in 1938 in South Philadelphia, rose from humble beginnings to become one of television's most unforgettable faces. Raised by his mother, who worked in a lamp factory, Hemsley never met his father until he was 14. Life wasn't easy, and after attending Central High School and Bach Technical High School, he left school early and joined the U.S. Air Force, serving 4 years. When his military service ended, he returned to Philadelphia and worked for the U.S. Postal Service during the day while taking acting classes at night. His passion eventually led him to New York, where he juggled postal work with acting gigs until his breakthrough on stage. Although best remembered for his iconic portrayal of George Jefferson, Hemsley also made a memorable appearance in 1995 on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He played Judge Carl Robertson, bringing his signature charm and humor to the popular series during its successful run. This role, though smaller, delighted fans who recognized the familiar face and voice that had brought laughter to their homes for decades. Off-screen, Hemsley was a shy and intensely private man, starkly different from the loud and brash characters he often played. He never married and had no children, and those close to him described him as kind-hearted but reserved. Despite the joy he brought to millions, Hemsley's later years were marked by personal tragedy. In 2012, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, which ultimately led to his death from superior vena cava syndrome, a condition caused by a tumor obstructing a major vein. Hemsley passed away on July 24, 2012, at his home in El Paso, Texas, at age 74. His passing was followed by a painful family dispute. A man claiming to be his half-brother contested Hemsley's will, leading to a legal battle that delayed his burial for months. Eventually, Hemsley was laid to rest with military honors at Fort Bliss National Cemetery in El Paso. Despite the turmoil surrounding his estate, Sherman Hemsley's legacy remains that of a beloved performer who made television history and brought joy to generations of viewers. Helen Paige Camp, as Margaret Furth. Helen Paige Camp, born in 1930 in Washington, D.C., was an American actress who found her place in television and film later in life, but left a lasting impression. The daughter of Austin and Helen Camp, she began her career on stage, most notably in off-Broadway productions in New York City, where she honed her craft and developed the quiet strength and charm that would define her screen roles. Camp's first credited television appearance came in 1968 at the age of 37, a relatively late start in an industry that often favored youth. She played Lucy on Here Come the Brides, and from there, she became a familiar character actress, making guest appearances on a variety of popular shows throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Her television work included Maude, All in the Family, Cheers, 30-something, and Newhart. In 1990, Camp appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as Margaret Furth, a well-to-do housewife. This role on the hit show's first season introduced her to a new generation of viewers, showcasing her talent for playing upper-class characters with warmth and subtle humor. Tragically, Camp's career was cut short by health issues. She died on August 1, 1991 in Los Angeles after suffering a stroke. She was 60 years old. Though her time in the spotlight was relatively brief, Helen Paige Camp is remembered for the grace she brought to her roles and the quiet impact she made on audiences. Her appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remains one of her most recognized performances, marking a fitting final chapter in a career defined by dedication and resilience. John Amos as Fred Wilks. John Allen Amos Jr., born in 1939, was more than just a beloved American actor. He was a figure whose life was marked by resilience, integrity, and moments of quiet tragedy. Born in Newark, New Jersey, to John Sr., an auto mechanic, and Annabelle, Amos grew up in East Orange, where he first developed the strength of character that would define him. After graduating from Colorado State University with a sociology degree, he briefly chased dreams of a professional football career. But when his path on the gridiron fell short, he turned to acting, a decision that would not only change his life, but also touch millions. Amos became a household name in 1974 when he took on the role of James Evans Sr. in Good Times, portraying a hard-working father determined to keep his family together in a Chicago housing project. He fought behind the scenes for authentic portrayals of black family life, clashing with producers over what he felt were harmful stereotypes. His commitment ultimately cost him his role, with his character written off the show. Yet Amos's insistence on dignity over comfort made him a respected voice in Hollywood. In 1990, he appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, playing Fred Wilks, a role that reconnected him with audiences in a newer generation of television. His appearance on the show that year was a reminder of his enduring presence as a father figure on screen, capable of blending authority with compassion. Amos's life off-screen wasn't without hardship. His first marriage to artist Noel Mickelson lasted a decade and produced 2 children, but ended in divorce. His second marriage to actress Lillian Lehman was brief. As he aged, Amos became the center of a painful family dispute. In his final years, accusations of elder abuse and bitter legal battles between his children, Shannon and KC, overshadowed his quiet days. Reports revealed that tensions ran so deep that his death on August 21, 2024, at age 84 from congestive heart failure went unshared with parts of his family for over a month. Dick Clark as Dick Clark. Richard Wagstaff Clark, known to millions as Dick Clark, was born in 1929 in Mount Vernon, New York. From a young age, Clark was drawn to radio, inspired by its power to connect and entertain. But even before his career began, tragedy struck his family. His beloved older brother Bradley, a pilot in World War II, was killed during the Battle of the Bulge, a loss that deeply shaped Clark's early life. Clark's rise in broadcasting began humbly, working in the mailroom of WRUN, a radio station managed by his father. He quickly moved up, filling in as a weatherman and announcer. After earning a degree from Syracuse University in 1951, he pursued his passion for radio, which soon led to television. By 1956, he became the host of American Bandstand, a show that would revolutionize popular music and make Clark a household name. His smooth, friendly demeanor made rock and roll palatable to parents and thrilling for teens. Beyond the music, Clark played a quiet role in breaking down racial barriers, introducing black and white performers to integrated audiences. In 1994, Clark made a lighthearted cameo on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, reminding fans of his iconic status. Appearing as himself in a Philadelphia diner, he brought nostalgia and humor to the popular sitcom, once again bridging generations through his familiar charm. Despite his success, Clark's personal life had its challenges. He married 3 times, first to Barbara Mallory, then to Loretta Martin, and finally to Carrie Wigton, who remained by his side until his death. His first 2 marriages ended in divorce, strained under the weight of his demanding career. Clark also faced public scrutiny during the 1960 payola scandal, where he was investigated for potential conflicts of interest in promoting certain records. Though he emerged with his reputation largely intact, the episode left a lasting mark. Later in life, Clark battled health issues. In 2004, he suffered a significant stroke that impaired his speech and mobility, yet he bravely returned to host Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve alongside Ryan Seacrest, inspiring many stroke survivors with his perseverance. On April 18, 2012, Clark died at the age of 82 from a heart attack following a medical procedure in Santa Monica, California. His ashes were scattered over the Pacific Ocean, as he had wished. Hugh Dane as Fred Lomax, Jr. Hugh Dane, born in 1942, was a beloved American character actor whose warm presence and subtle humor left a lasting impression on audiences. Born in Phoenix, Arizona, Dane didn't start his professional acting career until later in life, but once he did, he built a steady and respected path in television and film. Known for his quiet strength and memorable facial expressions, Dane's performances always added depth, even in small roles. In 1993, Dane appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, bringing his signature understated charm to the hit sitcom. Though his role was brief, it reflected the versatility that marked his career. Dane could seamlessly fit into any ensemble, enhancing the scene without overshadowing his co-stars. His knack for creating memorable characters in short screen time became a defining feature of his work. Throughout the years, Dane faced the ups and downs familiar to many in Hollywood. He took on numerous guest roles in popular series like Friends, Boy Meets World, Martin and Sister, each time delivering reliable, heartfelt performances. Yet it wasn't until 2005 that he found his most iconic role: Hank, the security guard on The Office. As Hank, Dane played the no-nonsense protector of the Scranton Business Park, earning laughs with his deadpan reactions and perfectly timed one-liners. Fans cherished his appearances across 22 episodes of the hit series. Away from the screen, Dane lived a private life devoted to his family. Described as a loving husband, father, grandfather, and friend, he maintained deep ties to the Los Angeles Inner City Cultural Center, an organization he supported passionately. In 2018, tragedy struck when Dane passed away from pancreatic cancer at the age of 75. His death on May 16th came quietly, but the news, shared later by the Inner City Cultural Center, prompted an outpouring of tributes from colleagues and fans. Rainn Wilson, his Office co-star, remembered him as one of the greats, so kind, funny, talented, we will all miss him. Steve Carell echoed the sentiment, calling him a terrific guy. Richard Roundtree as Dr. Mumford. Richard Arnold Roundtree, born in 1942, became a cultural icon and a trailblazer in Hollywood. Best known as the first black action hero, Roundtree rose to fame portraying the bold and charismatic private detective John Shaft in the 1971 film Shaft and its sequels. His portrayal not only broke barriers for black actors, but also redefined how black masculinity was depicted on screen, moving away from stereotypes of servility to a figure of strength and confidence. Although Shaft cemented his place in cinematic history, Roundtree's career spanned over 5 decades, including appearances in Roots, Generations, Desperate Housewives, and an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1995. His towering presence and smooth demeanor left a lasting impression on audiences in every role. Beyond his professional success, Roundtree's life was marked by both triumphs and personal challenges. In 1993, he was diagnosed with breast cancer, an illness rarely associated with men, and bravely underwent a double mastectomy and chemotherapy. His openness about his diagnosis helped raise awareness and encourage other men to take their health seriously. Roundtree's personal life included 2 marriages, both ending in divorce, and 5 children who survive him. Despite the ups and downs of his relationships and career, he remained respected and beloved in the entertainment community. On October 24, 2023, Richard Roundtree passed away at his Los Angeles home at the age of 81 following a battle with pancreatic cancer. His funeral took place at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine in New York City, and his ashes were later scattered at Hudson River Park. Zazia Gabor as Sonia Lamore. Zazia Gabor, born in 1917 in Budapest, Hungary, lived a life as dazzling and complex as any Hollywood script. Crowned Miss Hungary in 1936, Gabor emigrated to the United States in 1941 alongside her mother and sisters, Eva and Magda, as war loomed over Europe. Her beauty and charm quickly opened doors in America, but beyond the diamonds and headlines, Gabor's personal life was marked by both glamour and tragedy. Zazia became famous not just for her roles in films like Moulin Rouge and Queen of Outer Space, but for her magnetic presence on talk shows and her legendary wit. In 1991, she made a memorable appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, bringing her signature flair to the beloved series and endearing herself to a new generation of fans. But behind the sparkle, Gabor's personal story was layered with heartache. Her romantic life was the stuff of tabloid fascination. Married 9 times, she famously quipped, "I'm a great housekeeper. Every time I get a divorce, I keep the house." Her husbands included hotel magnate Conrad Hilton, actor George Sanders, and her final spouse, Prince Frederick von Anhalt, who was 27 years her junior. While many saw her marriages as glamorous, Gabor privately battled disappointment and betrayal. Her union with Hilton was marred by control and emotional distance, and in her memoir, she revealed the deep scars left by that relationship, including claims of abuse that led to the birth of their daughter, Francesca. Gabor also struggled with mental health issues. She endured stays in sanitariums and painful treatments, all while maintaining her public image as the witty, confident socialite. Later in life, she faced serious health setbacks following a car accident in 2002, which left her partially paralyzed. Despite this, she remained in the public eye, her spirit undimmed even as she grew frail. Zazia Gabor passed away on December 18, 2016, at the age of 99, after suffering a heart attack. She left behind a legacy of resilience, humor, and unmatched glamour. Her life, filled with both triumphs and sorrows, continues to fascinate and inspire, a true icon who lived on her own terms until the end. Tony Longo as Otis. Anthony Longo, born on August 19, 1961, in Jersey City, New Jersey, was a beloved American character actor whose towering 6'6", 300-pound frame made him a memorable presence in both film and television. Raised in New Jersey, Longo attended Marist High School in Bayonne before moving on to the University of Rhode Island. His early life was marked by his passion for sports, but it was in Hollywood that he found his true calling. Longo's imposing build often saw him cast in roles that capitalized on his size and strength. His breakout came with the HBO series First and 10, where he played the lovable linebacker Mad Dog Smears for the fictional California Bulls. He was known for playing gentle giants or tough guys with a comedic or sympathetic twist. Over his 3-decade career, he appeared in nearly 70 films and close to 90 television shows, including a 1995 appearance in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where his physicality and humor were a perfect fit for the show's lighthearted tone. Though his screen persona was that of a tough guy, those who knew Longo spoke of his warm heart, kindness, and infectious enthusiasm for his craft. His career highlights included roles in 16 Candles, The Last Boy Scout, Mulholland Drive, Suburban Commando, and The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. He also made guest appearances on popular shows like Family Matters, Las Vegas, Monk, and Shameless. Tragically, behind the scenes, Longo battled serious health issues. After a long struggle with congestive heart failure and kidney problems, he passed away peacefully in his sleep on June 21, 2015, at his home in Marina del Rey, California. He was just 53 years old. Longo is survived by his wife of 23 years, Jamie Briggs, his daughters Chloe Longo and Danielle Schramm, and his stepdaughter Alexis DeJoria. Remembered for his charm, generosity, and dedication, Longo left a lasting impression on both the industry and the people who loved him. And that wraps up our tribute to 11 beloved The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actors who tragically passed away. Each of these stars brought something unforgettable to the show and to all of our lives. Which actor's story touched you the most? Do you have a favorite moment from the series that you'll never forget? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video moving, please give it a like, share it with fellow fans of The Fresh Prince, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss more stories that honor the legacies of television's brightest stars.